Hey, so I am done working with the game I was working on called, oh, hey, there we go. I Have No Mouth. And I wanted to show you a little bit about it, how it worked, because I can't really recommend downloading it and running it. And I'll show you why. So, if you extract this sucker, and then run it, you will see that we've got an executable here, and we've got a DLL for Python. We've got a lib full of third-party DLLs or libraries, and we've got a data folder with things like fonts and audio data files, stuff like that I use to make the game. And I could have bundled this up into a single executable. That would have been nicer, but I didn't, so. But the reason I just mentioned was that if you try to run this, you get big, scary error message. And that's because I'm not signing this DLL. I don't have a certificate. And so this is just what's going to happen unless like thousands of people go and download this game and run it safely, and then maybe Windows will update their signature. But for right now, that's just how it's going to be. Well, let's run this thing. This is my game, y'all. So it's called I Have No Mouth, reference to an old sci-fi story. I had some ideas for the story of the game that was going to tie back with that, and I just didn't get there. And the idea is that you've got this little life form that has escaped from like a stasis pod, and you control the ship. You've got this kind of leader figure who's asking you to do everything you can to stop it. But as the ship, you don't really have direct control over a lot of things, and so you kind of have to order these other units around in order to get them to try and trap this creature that's escaping. So you can see the path that the creature or the fugitive is going to take. So, for the most part, the game is going to just kind of have this thing walking through the levels, and I tried to design the level such that they kind of told their own story about kind of escaping from a storeroom and then getting to a spaceport and then kind of taking off into space. You can see there's like little flavor text for the different creatures. I actually set up a lot of different mobs and creatures. Now this level, it's really easy to block the creature. So you can see as soon as it gets past, it'll try to make it to one of these ships. And when it gets blocked, it just stops moving. Once it gets blocked for long enough, then you win the game. So we give you kind of like a crappy win screen, lets you know that you won, but maybe that's not so great. So if we start it over again, using my secret shortcut, and this time we're going to let it go through. So the first level, you can't stop it. It's impossible for you to get something blocking in time. And now you're kind of exiting the warehouse. Again, you just can't make it there in time. Now this is the first level where you can make it, but you have to move pretty fast. And I gotta say, everything with Pygame has been fantastic. It's just been simple. It's been like the perfect mix of like expressiveness and simplicity. So I've been really happy with that. Itch has been fantastic. I learned a few lessons about kind of things I wouldn't do in the future. So now we're gonna let this guy escape here to the ship. I used the finite state machine to kind of swap between scenes. That was probably my favorite thing about the whole shebang. Made testing really easy too. So I was able to zip to whatever level I wanted if there was something I was kind of working with. And I had a lot of ideas, of course, for other things I wanted to be able to do, like doors or traps or just like alternate exits for the creature here. So you can see the dialogue system also Not a great idea because it blocks so much of the level, unfortunately. So, like, for example, like when the dialogue popped up, you couldn't even see what this thing was heading for. So that was awkward, but I mean, overall, I think having the story there was important, especially since I had such a weird concept. Now here you get a you lose screen, but I wanted to feel special. I wanted to feel like you won, so you got a little shape escaping. Now I originally had an idea for an additional twist here where there'd be another ship following it and eventually would blow this one up. So you would kind of think like, you know, the humans or Space Force, whatever, won, they got it. And then the captain would say something like, you know, good job, computer. And then you would respond back in the alien language as if maybe it didn't really hack the ship, it actually hacked you. Whoa, super deep, right? But anyway, that's the game. It's got that big scary Windows warning. And so between it being kind of like hard and not a good idea to play, and also me just not loving the actual game loop, I just didn't think it was very fun. I'm just going to call this one done. So I'm happy that I got it to kind of a playable state. And I'm happy with what I learned and took away from it, but that's it. Kaput.